They didn't have
Drive
the
Smith Show.
the helicopter take off and come back.
WJR.
just the pictures and the.
Good Tuesday morning to you. It is the 6th of October, the 280th day of 2020. There are 86 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. No, really, it is. I mean it. No, I'm not kidding. Each day is a gift. Well, we've got the team together. Our WJR news director, Dick Hafner, hiding behind the little WJR button in the pitch black room. But it's nice to know you're there because we hear you, Dick.
But I still look better this way.
Oh, I don't think so. I think you're a handsome guy, especially with your Lions hat on. Dana Clark is here.
The proud, yeah.
It is, let's see, Monday is a PJ day, pajama day. Tuesday is T-shirt day. And tomorrow will be wine day, as we'll be broadcasting from Whiting Forest, right? Thursday is hat day, and Friday film day and food day and all of that. And besides being Friday. But Dana Clark has her T-shirt on. We'll ask her in a moment what it is. And Brian Morton is back in the studios in the Golden Tower, which I guess, does that mean that you are there, back there again, Dick?
Right here, with Brian. I'm having a hard time finding him, though. There's so much less of him.
Is he still losing weight? For goodness sakes.
He's getting better and better every day.
He's going to slip away. We won't know where he is.
Show off.
Kim is here, up and at him. And, of course, our executive producer overseeing everything by the clock, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. We were talking about just before coming on, here now at 5:40, about the president's return to the White House. And it's fascinating because it all depends on how you think. And it's very illuminating when you say things like CNN said, it's like a dictator coming back and showing us strength, the power. And this is pretty much how the president of the United States gets around in Washington, D.C. by helicopter, oftentimes, rather than motorcade. But for whatever reason, it was decided last night by CNN and others that followed that it was like the return of a dictator. Now, what was this about retaking pictures that you guys were telling me about? Retaking pictures.
Once the president arrived at the White House, he obviously wanted to show everyone that he was doing well. And so he went up and he posed for some pictures, but then apparently wasn't completely satisfied with how they worked out or needed more pictures for maybe a future commercial or something like that. So he redid it. He did a kind of a little bit of a retake. And
meaning, did he go up the stairs again? Or
I didn't see him.
I was watching,
again.
and I didn't even notice that. Frankly.
I didn't see him go up the stairs again. He went into the White House and then came back out. So he obviously wanted some of the pictures for future use.
We call that take two.
Take two.
Take two.
Yes, take two. He obviously, though, the good news is, in order to be able to do all that, he must be starting to feel better.
Kim and I watched him going up the stairs and thought there was a podium up there and he was going to speak. And we both wondered if he'd be able to speak well after running up those stairs.
Yes, that's good.
Wondering if he would be out of breath. I mean, many people would be, but he didn't say anything. So I don't know if he was out of breath or not. I didn't notice that they were redoing the pictures. It is 5:42 at News Talk 760 WJR.
This report is sponsored by SafeExcavator.com. Call or click 811 before you dig. There's a lot of stuff underground you can't see, and every few minutes somebody digs into a line, pipe, cable, or wire. Don't be that person. Call or click 811 before you dig and visit SafeExcavator.com.
Miss Dig visited our house yesterday. That was yesterday, wasn't it, Kim? Miss Dig showed up, and it was a guy. Okay? That's all I'm going to say.
Mr. Dig.
That's all I'm saying. It is 5:43, and we have our WJR Traffic and Weather first. Dana Clark.
Traffic First, sponsored by the law firm of Victoria Divorce and Family Law for women only. Family members and friends pass this information on to your loved ones. Asset protection, best interest of the children, security, protection. A brighter tomorrow. The conversation starts with the law firm of Victoria. Call them at 248-723-1600, victorialawfirm.com. Accident free out there. Slight delay across the Blue Water Bridge westbound between Canada and the U.S. That's a 15-minute backup for trucks. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Operating Engineers 324. Operating Engineers 324 run the heavy equipment that's building Michigan's roads. Remember to slow down, pay attention in work zones. For the workers' safety and yours, OE324, we build, we operate, we maintain. Visit OE324.org.
Dragging out the dry days, more dry weather. Temperatures kind of up and down by a little bit the next few days. Some clouds. Other than that, it's clear this morning and plenty of dry sky this afternoon. 67. Overnight tonight, some clouds. 55 in town. Suburbs a tad cooler. Tomorrow, a few clouds around 72. Thursday, a little cooler. More sun than clouds. Mid-60s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik on News Talk 760 WJR.
And at 5:44, the guy who keeps us informed and entertained from noon to 3, Rush Limbaugh, stops by first thing in the morning, like right now, Rush.
Got some hot news from NASA, folks. Saturn's rings are disappearing faster than anybody thought. And it's very, very bad news. Saturn's rings disappearing is being caused by excessive global heat from Earth's auto industry, SUVs and stuff, and factory farming, along with President Trump's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accords. Actually, I made that up. But it sounds just like the drivel we always are told whenever science announces a new crisis, right? Now, the real reason Saturn's rings are disappearing is that they're made mostly of ice. Gravity is pulling the rings down to the surface of Saturn, and they're falling to the surface as ring water. Scientists who are brilliant at predictions used to think that the rings had 300 million years to live. But after a Cassini spacecraft Saturn flyby, the science has been revised. And now the rings only have 100 million years to live. I truly hope they and we make the best of that time, because 100 million years, I mean, it'll be up before we know it. And the sea levels are going to have risen so high that we're all going to probably have drowned by then, unless we're dead first. 100 million years.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3, today, right here on WJR. I'm afraid I didn't follow that as carefully as I should have regarding Saturn's rings. Things like that don't really ever occur to me one way or another. I can't think the last time I thought of Saturn's rings.
Maybe we should think about that more. I never think about it either.
Gee, a light just went on without me doing anything. Did anyone else notice that?
I do see a different light.
Wow. I didn't do anything. It's must have been static electricity. Anyway, we should think more about Saturn's rings. I'm going to think more about my T-shirt right now.
Okay.
Says...
Detroit.
Oh, like that.
Me. Oh, that's sharp.
That's cool.
What's in the me? Looks like there's pictures.
The city.
Could be the cityscape.
City line, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, that's sharp. Where'd you get that?
I don't know. Kim, did we get this up at that T-shirt place up in Traverse City?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. A T-shirt place in Traverse City. Last time I wore a T-shirt from there, I had their business card nearby, and I mentioned it. There is very little chance that that's going to happen again, although I'm looking in my drawer.
It may not have been from there.
What's it say on the back?
This is the Dope Project. Someone gave this to you.
Oh, the Dope Project?
DOPE.
How appropriate for me. It's the Dope Project. Who knew? What does yours say on there, Dana?
Oh, I'm standing in for Dick since Dick is not here. This is my Lions. My number 9, Matt Stafford, Lions jersey.
Oh, that's
Lions, we're not giving up on you. So
never giving up on the Lions or Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
I like the sleeves
Till the
on
day
that.
we
Yeah, the sleeve is
die.
cool. Right.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Sleeve is nice.
And forgot it was T-shirt.
Oh no. Yay, love Michigan.
Love Michigan.
Like that.
Nice T-shirt. Where'd you get that, Annie?
No idea.
Wisconsin.
Most
On
T-shirts
their
I
trip
have.
to the Wisconsin Dells, they picked up their
Most-
love Michigan.
Most T-shirts, somebody gives them to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have an abundance of T-shirts and
Yes.
hats
Yeah, and
Mhm.
hats.
and hats.
I gotta find my hats though. I like you have a lot of hats, but I'm not quite sure where they
Kids
are.
probably have them.
Well, that's a possibility. I think I should clean some closets. It's
Yeah.
fall.
Oh,
Time
you
for
got
some closet
closets.
cleaning.
Ah.
You know,
That's
Good
where
good
they are.
activity.
Good excuse to clean a closet.
So,
yeah.
Paul, I really loved what Paul and Kim were having for dinner last night.
Oh, what you have?
It's probably my favorite dish, so I want to know how it was. Chicken and dumplings. I think chicken dumpling soup, wasn't
It
it?
was actually chicken dumpling soup.
How was it?
It was out of this world. My
I
wife
knew it
is
would
a
be.
world-class soup maker, among many other things. But
Oh.
the smell of
that
chicken
sound good?
soup just
Mhm.
wafting through the house was just delicious.
So did
Mhm.
she use
Absolutely.
a whole chicken and
She used a couple of chickens, roasted chickens.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my new shortcut.
That's her new shortcut.
Gotta have the
that's
shortcut.
smart though.
Pick up a couple of
Good
those. Wait, I keep seeing a fight or something on an airplane. I think it's over
a
somebody not
mask.
wearing a mask.
It is.
Mm.
It's a mask fight, Paul.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so wait. So is it a creamy soup or is it a
It's a healthy soup. She's into the healthy soups. You know, she was impressed by our friend
You're
Luciano,
hearing the Paul W. Smith Show. News
who
Talk
makes these
760.
creamy soups without
WJR.
cream. Makes them creamy without cream. We're talking about chicken soup, chicken dumpling soup that Kim made yesterday, and it's what it is. It's a labor of love. I called it her love soup.
Mhm.
And it's delicious, but it's also healthful. Luciano, Chef Luch, that we have on the show from time to time, kind of inspired her to learn how to make these soups that appear to be full of cream and things that maybe aren't so good for you, with no cream at all. It's pureed vegetables and things like that give it
excellent?
the thickness, the stock, whatever. I'm not good at describing. I am very good at eating.
Mhm.
soup.
You're a good tester, taste tester.
Yes, I am. And it lasts for a few days, which makes it extra special, and I can never get enough of it. By the way, it happens to be, speaking of chicken and soup, this wasn't chicken noodle soup, but today is National Noodle Day. And I think that they point out Australians consume more than 18 million kilograms of noodles every year. I don't know, because we never switched over, the only country. I don't know the unit, how much a kilogram is compared to if they used pounds or something here in this story. I don't know why they used kilograms here in the U.S. In Japan, it's considered good form to loudly slurp your noodles as a way of telling your host that you're enjoying the meal. And noodles symbolize longevity.
1
in
kilogram.
China.
1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds.
1 kilogram,
Equal to
2.2
2.2.
pounds.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than a quart.
So 2.2 times 18 million.
It's 40 million.
It's 40 million pounds of noodles. Wait a second.
What about here? What
Wait
about
a minute. Australians? Okay. That's the whole country. The whole continent is doing 40 million. Okay. I don't know why they gave me that statistic. What's that, Annie?
I was just wondering what we do in the United States.
I don't know.
More
I
or
don't know
less.
why they used Australians
Yeah.
in our little thing here. Eggo is releasing gingerbread cookie pancakes for the holiday breakfast of your dreams. I do have to say that sounds pretty good. Don't you think? Gingerbread?
Mhm.
Man, who said
Coffee.
Ann doesn't like gingerbread?
I do.
Do you like cornbread?
Mhm.
We had some cornbread at a restaurant in where we were in Rochester, Minnesota. It was served as an appetizer, and all of us thought it should absolutely be on the dessert menu.
Really?
It was a round like pie of cornbread that was warm and buttery. Oh, was that good?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get
Made some
cornbread
last
very
night.
often. You made cornbread last night? Cornbread?
Mm-hmm. I had chicken chili. We had chicken chili and cornbread.
Chicken chili, so good for
That's
you.
another good one.
Do you make it
Cornbread.
Southern style, Dana, or Northern style?
I put some sugar in it, so is that Southern?
Northern style.
Northern.
Northern style by putting sugar with the chili.
It's-
That's interesting.
No, the cornbread.
Okay.
Yeah, a little
You
sugar.
heard
What's
people
what's
making
Southern
chili with
style?
chocolate, haven't you?
Oh no.
Yeah, but probably not chicken chili, not white chili. How many pounds of pasta each year do you think Americans, as a country, consume? Why is it all as a country now? Why it used to be as individuals we used to know. You know, we'd say, "I've had 60 pounds of fried chicken a year," or something. I mean, they usually have it per person. Anyway, any guesses on the amount of pasta that Americans eat each year? Since we're in that neighborhood.
Is it in the billions or trillions?
Billions is right.
Oh my gosh.
6 billion pounds of pasta each year.
Wow.
It's a lot of pasta.
That
A
is
lot of pasta. And I mean, the carbohydrates, aren't we supposed to be avoiding those? Land O'Lakes making cinnamon sugar butter.
There you go. That's a
We
good
used to,
one.
we used to make
They've
that
done
ourselves.
for years. They've had that for years.
Have they had it in a container? Cinnamon?
Oh, yeah.
I remember we used to,
Really
back
good.
in Monroe, we used to make that ourselves. That was an
Sure.
extra special treat on the toast. And Aldi is selling pumpkin-shaped pizzas. A pumpkin-shaped pizza. I am definitely into my food this morning. Also, I never got a chance to really. Oh, Taco Bell is gradually bringing back breakfast service. We had what did we have the other day that we liked very much that we ordered? We saw the commercial.
From Papa Joe's.
From, what was the item?
Papa John's.
From Papa John's Pizza. A papadilla? You know, it's one of those things. I don't know if it was during the Lions game or what, but we were watching, and there was a commercial for this food, and we both looked at each other and said, "We gotta get that."
It does
And
look good.
I had no idea where the closest Papa John's was, but I was happy. I punched it into Waze, and it was 0.7 miles away.
Oh, close.
I could have walked there if I had to, but thank God I didn't.
But you didn't.
I didn't. Oh no, I didn't.
Oh no, you didn't.
And it was so delivered. And the cool thing is now when you call a lot of these places, the person on the phone actually ends up being the person who's delivering it. And I wondered about that. I wondered, well, how small a place is? Did he have to say, "I'll be back in 5 minutes" on the
Right.
door? But no, I think what it is think about it. If you are the person who took the order on the phone, then you're pretty responsible for making sure the order is right. And when you make the delivery, you aren't in the dark and say, "They just told me to deliver this." You're the guy or girl who took the order. So that's the person I talked to. Remember, I said I wanted extra whatever. I'm just thinking out loud about how and why it came around that the person taking the order on the phone for a to-go order or delivery order would be actually the person who delivers. I think it's a pretty smart idea.
Contact tracing too far, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but now it's important stuff. It's our food
Pizza.
that we order. Pizza and whatever else that folded over pizza type thing was that we had. It was really good. They had Philly cheesesteak. They had, what else did they have? You had one with your sausage and pepperoni. And then what was the other one with the chicken? It was
Well, I'm gaining weight. just
buffalo
listening to
chicken.
I know.
Buffalo chicken. Oh,
You're
man.
making us hungry, Deb.
Yeah, it's killing me too. 5:57 at
pounds
W.
so far this morning.
Yeah, 5:57 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by SafeExcavator.com. Call or click 811 before you dig. There's a lot of stuff underground you can't see, and every few minutes somebody digs into a line, pipe, cable, or wire. Don't be that person. Call or click 811 before you dig and visit SafeExcavator.com.
Let's check it. Our WJR Traffic and Weather first, and Miss Dana Clark.
Well, right now we are accident-free, no delays out there. So a great start to your Tuesday commute. A reminder about construction in Hazel Park. This is along 8 Mile westbound between 75 and John R. That is closed for concrete repairs through October 11th. But that service drive does remain open. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. We are expecting it to be a great day today. Cloudy start, 51 degrees, going up to a nice, comfortable 69. We'll say 70. Yes, we're going to hit 70 today. Sunshine and clouds mixed. A little cooler, although the sun is out. There is definitely a crisp fall feeling in the air. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 58. Hey, we get 70 again on hump day, sunshine and some clouds on Thursday. Let's check that out, see if we remain warm. Thursday, we are at least still in the 60s. Once again, cloudy skies, 51 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 2 minutes.
So a papadilla is actually a pizza sandwich?
Was it a papadilla? Is that how it was pronounced? Papadilla?
Like a quesadilla, but a papadilla.
Okay, like a papadilla, like a quesadilla. And it's like it's taking a small round pizza and folding it over, and then they cut it in half. It's really good. And it's not as overpowering for me, at least, as a calzone, you know? It's thinner. In fact, you're limited to 3 items because they say it won't fold over properly with more than 3 items, interestingly enough.
It sounds really good.
Because that's, you know, the items are where they can make a big profit. So by limiting it to 3, they're limiting their profit. It was very good.
Yeah, it sounds really tasty.
It was really good.
Yes.
Never got to this coffee before breakfast could lead to diabetes.
I saw that.
Like, I'm a walking ad for that. I never have breakfast before we go on the air, ever. And then I drink coffee right away.
Same. Dana, don't you do that?
Yes, I have coffee and then I have something else. But what? Because of the sugar?
I don't know.
The sugar?
Drinking strong black coffee before breakfast after a bad. See, this gets worse.
This is it.
Drinking strong black coffee before breakfast after a bad night's sleep
Oops.
has a negative impact on your blood sugar.
Oh
This
dear.
is a study
Right.
in the UK.
Oh boy. Maybe
The impacts of broken sleep and morning coffee. Well, after you have a broken sleep, you want coffee. You need coffee.
True.
It's got to be a blood sugar issue of some sort.
Elevated blood sugar levels increase the risk of conditions like diabetes and heart disease.
Oh boy.
The takeaway was that if you don't sleep well, you should drink coffee after breakfast, not before. That would change my entire life, schedule-wise.
Karen would like to know if we could have Kim's soup recipe.
Uh-oh.
If it's easy enough to do, Kim could send it to me and I could post it on Facebook.
Are you hearing any of this, Kim, about your soup recipe? People would like your soup recipe. See, she was saying to me as she was making it, because it's reminiscent of, everything that we make. I'm talking as if I make a lot of stuff, but is influenced by what we grew up with. So this was a mix of your grandmother. Her grandmother had a restaurant in upstate New York, and she watched her. So she made clear to me when she was making it that she was throwing in this and throwing in that. It wasn't like she was measuring stuff.
Sure.
And deciding, but you could give a general recipe.
Yeah.
She's going to send it to you, Annie, and then you can do what you will with it.
Well, this is kind of a soup time of year, so.
Oh, it is. It is. A soup time. Although we sat outside yesterday, it was sunny and beautiful.
And today,
and I think today is going to be even better and a little warmer. And of course, I'm going to use that valuable outside time driving to Midland. But anyway, I knock myself out. I kill myself. And I say that, and I see a car upside down. That's not so good.
No.
I saw last night they made a big deal out of when the president got back. He couldn't wait to take the mask off, and now Free Press, which obviously has picked Biden 2-3 years ago. Free Press says Trump's home and unmasked. So they made a big deal out of that. And I was thinking about it. There's so many mixed thoughts there. I don't know about you, but in my home, I'm not wearing a mask. On the other hand, and that is his home now, but on the other hand, I don't have a bunch of people walking around in my house that could be affected by me. You know what I mean? It's Kim and I here, basically.
Right.
And neither one of us right now are wearing a mask. But we do very much so when we go out. But his difference is he should have waited till he got to the private area instead of all these people were walking around serving him.
Well, he's still contagious too.
Right. I would certainly
forget that
presume.
part.
I'd ask Dr. Sean Conley, but I don't have time for the answer.
Right.
So, I especially like it when he's done and he makes it clear to everyone else that they're done too. He kind of turns around and goes, okay, let's go.
He's got like a team that stands behind him.
Yeah. Anyone who thinks, for anyone to say, well, that's exactly the way it would be for us. No, the guy walks out with 12 backup doctors and they gave the president everything but the kitchen sink. I would like to think they do that for all of us, but we know they don't. On the other hand, it is the president of the United States. And up until not too long ago, we expected special care for the president of the United States because it was such an important position. It's been diminished in a lot of ways for a lot of reasons, but it's still, in my book at least, the president of the United States.
You know, it's interesting. I read a really fascinating article about that, Dub, about this doesn't apply to President Trump. It applies to all presidents, that sometimes they overtreat them, that they give them too much medication, and that could actually have a bad effect on them because they're desperately trying to make sure they're okay, right? And so they don't want them to die on their watch. So they end up giving them too much stuff. And it's happened over the years to all kinds of different presidents. But I thought that was interesting.
Well, you know what? That's an interesting story that we'll talk about one day in detail because different people are treated in different ways.
That's interesting, too.
When people find out Ann Thomas is a producer of a radio show, they treat her a little differently. When Dana Clark is that Dana Clark that's on the radio, or that's Paul W. Smith, the guy on the radio, all of us are treated in a different way based on what they think or know or do know about us. It's interesting. And so that's why, how many times have you said, Ann, maybe you too, Dana, and I'll say it too, that if you have a loved one in the hospital, you have someone that has to be there to advocate for them. We have a certain advocation based on our vocation. I mean, we are in our own ways celebrities in a sense, and it automatically changes the focus on how people interact with us, and that includes doctors. Sometimes I'll spend more time talking about a topic because I'm a talk show host with a doctor, and I say, wait a minute, did we ever talk about the problem I came in here for? We're talking about the way doctors treat different people in different ways, and sometimes even overtreat a president because they're not going to lose a president on their watch. Still looks bad. On this Tuesday morning, the 6th of October, the 280th day of 2020. There are 86 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift on T-Shirt Day Tuesday. T-Shirt Tuesday. Dick Hafner, thanks for all the news. Presented the way news is meant to be presented, as news. How unusual. And if you listen to Dick carefully, you'll hear him say sometimes after one of our reporters, he'll say, well, in his opinion, because he doesn't let the news people switch over from reporting news to doing opinion without making sure we all know that's exactly what was taking place. And it happens far too often now in the institutional media. That aside, we have Dana Clark, who's taking care of business, our WJR Traffic and Weather first. Brian Morton pressing all the buttons in the control room, Kim Smith pressing all my buttons, and of course, Ann Thomas overseeing us all as our executive producer. Good morning, Ann.
Good morning, Dub. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you. And we've accomplished a lot in a little period of time, covered a lot of different topics. We have many, many more to talk about. The president is back home at the White House. Much has been made of his return. I guess it depends on if you support the president or not. Nothing else very extra special going on. Let's see here. Joe Biden opens 9-point lead over President Trump in Michigan. This according to the latest Detroit News WDIV TV poll. So the president is being beaten by the challenger by 9 points. I don't follow this stuff very much, but I do know that whenever a poll comes out, depending on who it favors or doesn't favor, they say, well, the only poll that matters is when people come out of the voting booth. But there'll be so few people coming out of the voting booth this year. Have you thought about that?
Oh, yes.
So many more people are voting without the voting booth visit. In fact, I have to go get I know that on my desk here are some papers for getting the ballot. I got to do that. I haven't done that. Let's see.
What are you going to do, Deb? Are you going to vote in person or by mail?
I am gonna vote by mail, or I think if I heard all this correctly, Dick Hafner, you can clear me up on this, but it seems like I can go get my ballot, fill it out, and leave it behind. I can do all of that right now, and so I don't have to worry about it.
Go to any local clerk's office where you live. You can vote right now.
That's what I'm going to do.
Your ballot, they fill it out, and you vote.
I'm going to try to do that before I leave for Midland today, because I'm famous at filling things out, and then I don't know why, but I put them up in the visor to mail. And about 6 months later, I'll bring the visor down. I go, what the hell is that?
You don't want to do that.
That was supposed to be mailed 6 months ago. No. Yeah, I don't want to do that with this. So I'm going to.
I voted for President Buchanan here.
Yeah. Boy. Yeah. So I'll do that, I think. And Dick has been famous for doing the absentee ballot, figuring out long ago that they really didn't care if he was going to be traveling or doing anything. Remember that, Dick? You taught us all that. We
no one ever was checked as far as why they voted absentee, as far as I know.
Hey, interestingly, because we were on to this yesterday when I was asking some of the top Democrats that I had on yesterday, like Mark Hackel. Was it Mark Hackel yesterday, or is that today?
That's today.
Okay, well, when I spoke to somebody.
Yesterday you spoke to Dave Coulter.
Dave Coulter, as a top Democrat, I wondered if he was going to be, in a sense, the expression, carrying the water of the governor. That is, if they would then just make rules that matched what the governor was trying to do, that the Michigan Supreme Court said she had no right to do. It occurred to us then health departments could step up and make declarations of having to wear a mask or having to distance or quarantine. So in fact, health departments did step up and say these things. So is that the next battle, Ann, that's going to be happening here? So the Oakland County Health Division rescinded their local emergency order 2012 for pandemic facial coverings. It's getting confusing here.
Well, the reason that the Oakland County Health Department rescinded that order is because the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services implemented that statute.
A broader statute
that covers all counties except one in the state of Michigan. I believe it's that Region 6 that doesn't have as many cases. So now the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, their order stands and takes precedence over the other orders that were put in place. But there will likely be a fight about that. It'll be interesting when Lee Chatfield comes on this morning. I believe that he is concerned about that order.
I have a feeling that's a tough fight because health departments have always done this, haven't they?
Correct. Yes, it's going to be a tough fight. There is a statute on the books. There's a statute for the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and there's also a statute for the local health departments to take control and issue certain guidelines when there's an epidemic.
And by the way, speaking of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, they reported yesterday that 24 outbreaks have been recorded in Michigan schools and universities within the last week. 24 outbreaks affecting 124 people. So I guess, there had been some discussion of being very difficult to find out about the number and where any outbreaks might have been happening in school. So maybe this is their effort at trying to show you what has happened or what is happening.
There's another good story developing in Michigan. In Kalamazoo, Pfizer is getting its plant ready for possibly producing one of the first vaccines. So that would be great for Michigan.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, speaking about what would be great for Michigan, can somebody tell me why, after all of this period of time, we aren't flooded with the best masks that we could be wearing? Why has that not happened? How in the world and why has that not happened with our various government entities?
In other words, the N95 masks?
N95 and only N95.
Yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is, and we know this, N95s are the masks that people should be wearing. We backed off because we said let the first responders have them, and I completely agree they should all have them. But by now, so should we all.
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Yeah, very
So
good question.
tell me why that hasn't happened. It's a further failure of government at all levels. At all levels. This Democrat-controlled state, this Republican-controlled White House administration, I don't care where you look, the fingers are pointing in all directions. Why don't we have an abundance of N95 masks flooding us for us to use now? There's been plenty of time. There have been people making masks that never made masks in their lives. There's an abundance of ability to have N95 masks, and yet we do not. Somebody check into that, figure that one out for me, because it makes no acceptable sense whatsoever.
Great question.
Yeah.
So busy blaming each other, they're not doing anything.
Not doing a damn thing. Approaching 6:15 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by SafeExcavator.com. Call or click 811 before you dig. There's a lot of stuff underground you can't see, and every few minutes somebody digs into a line, pipe, cable, or wire. Don't be that person. Call or click 811 before you dig and visit SafeExcavator.com.
About 49 degrees right here, right now. And in fact, Speaker of the Michigan House, Lee Chatfield, is up next. It is 6:15 at News Talk 760 WJR with our WJR Traffic and Weather First, the one and only Dana Clark.
Just construction out there, Paul W. Lodge northbound between Nichols and 7 Mile. The right lane is closed through mid-October. Also southbound Lodge between 7 Mile and Myers. That right lane shut down through October 14th. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel.
And got ourselves into more sunshine, beautiful weather pattern, continuing with the dry weather. If you don't like it, well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have rain in the forecast this week. Clouds and sunshine today, a little bit milder this morning and this afternoon, 67. Tonight, some clouds into the mid-50s. Wednesday, a few clouds around 72. Back into the mid-60s by Thursday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stejcik on News Talk 760 WJR.
At Beaumont, we're always ready for change. So when our community needs us, we create change to serve